I used to pay money for ringtones for my phone when it rings, and now if my phone even makes a noise, I just want to throw it across the room.
Welcome back.
Happy Tuesday, Kaylee, and to the turkey tots.
Happy Tuesday. This could be our last recording if the eclipse ends the world.
If you're listening to this, that means we've survived. However, the day of recording this is the day of the eclipse. And at least where I am, we're in the path of totality and we're unsure what's going to happen. I'm a little stressed. No, I'm okay. It's fine.
I keep seeing memes that say everybody better get ready when this eclipse unleashes my full powers.
You have the funny algorithm side of TikTok and Instagram. I have the weird conspiracy theories of the eclipse.
Someone was telling me, someone other than you, and I have another conspiracy person in my life, was telling me about them on the weekend because we went to a crawfish boil. Anyway, everyone, we're here. If you're an alien listening to this in another dimension and the world of Earth has ended, this is very appropriate because we are doing a nostalgia episode of Remember Whens. So we're essentially creating a time capsule just in time for the world to implode.
Wow, and you say it like that.
Okay.
I'm excited though. These are good. I feel like because we both were raised in the 90s, a lot of these just happenstance fell into the 90s, at least with my memory, but we can talk through these and I think it'll be fun.
I once I started writing, do you like Remember Whens? I had so many just dumb childhood shit even that we used to do.
Mm-hmm,
I think a lot of this is universal, but I guess we'll find out. Oh God, my list is so long, but I think they're gonna naturally come up anyway. The first thing that I started down on the rabbit hole was, do you remember home phone cords, calling your friends with the risk of their parents answering? Remember picking up the other home phones so you could eavesdrop on your family members. And then I don't know if you experienced this, but my brothers were shitty at eavesdropping and they tried to do it, but I could hear them like heavy breathing into the receiver on their end, just and then
oh
like,
my
hang
gosh
up.
You have to do the trick where you pull the microphone part away, like back towards your shoulder, and just listen with your ear. I remember doing that. Not often because I was an only child and I didn't have really siblings to spy on, but I remember just being curious as a kid and just wanting to see like who called the house phone. But I specifically will never forget, on a side note, calling you for the first time, because I swear to God, it was the phone in our office that it wasn't like an old school, like, Cruella DeVille where she uses her thing to roll back the numbers. Some of the Gen Zers aren't even going to know what I'm talking about, but it wasn't like that, but it was like a circular one. And I just remember specifically calling you and sitting in the office with our corded home phone. It's just so funny that no one has those these days, which honestly we should, especially with the solar eclipse. If all the cell service goes down and our cell phones don't work, how are you going to get a hold of anyone? I feel like we should all go back to having one landline at least.
Oh God, dude. People in the rednecks in Florida and Alabama that have maintained their home phone lines for in case of an emergency are living their best life today.
I feel like the sun is already flaring because you froze so many times.
So weird. I know, but this is not related. But going back to landlines, a lot of people who think they have a landline have a home phone, but it's cellular.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really not even, like, you have to really fight with your internet company to get them to put in an actual like plug in the wall landline, because most of the home phones are just a comfortable receiver operating off of the same cell signal as your cell phone. So if you're going to try to be a prepper, you should probably have that piece of information.
That's so true. I never thought about that. Hey, turkeys, real quick, we want to tell you about our fun new free craft corner. Every quarter, in line with the equinox or solstice, we are going to send out new farts and crafts projects. You can find the link in the show notes. Just drop us your email. We promise not to spam you, but we'd love for you to join us. Now back to the show.
Anyway.
Okay, my list is definitely not as long as yours, but to go on the corded phone area of life, remember dial-up? That's got to be on your list.
Okay. Pause. Not pause.
Remember when we had dial-up?
I was specifically waiting to bring this up.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh.
This sound gives me so much aggravation.
I literally wanted to take my headphones off. See that phone right there? That's what I'm talking about. What the fingers are?
Yes. Yeah, that's the old
my gosh.
But I just was going to say remember when and play that sound. So for everyone that didn't have to deal with dial-up, just be glad because we had to listen to that shit before we got onto the internet every time.
Yeah, you don't just like open your phone and press the Google app or whatever Safari logo. You have to go onto your computer and sit there and wait for it to connect to the internet. And it would still go super, super slow. So crazy.
I had a whole long like deep dive of the AOL stuff. Like you
yes.
logging in and listening to the dial-up noise, letting or telling your parents that you were going on the internet because then they couldn't use the home phone because it went into that same line. And then pre-scheduling a time to talk to your friends on Instant Messenger because we all had to log in.
Yep.
And then our Instant Messenger chat names.
Like our usernames?
Yes.
I know. I still remember mine. I feel like you also remember mine.
Tell the folks yours.
I think it was KK Marie XOXO.
Oh yeah. Mine was, I think I had numerous ones, but my longest standing and my favorite was Kaylee is me 123.
Yep, I remember that. Oh, that's so funny. Remember you would put away messages? That's when BRB came into life. Mm-hmm. G2G, gotta go. I mean, just all the things. And then you would have really dramatic, it was like pre-Facebook status posts. You had dramatic going away messages or like I'm offline.
And your profile. It was a whole thing, like the color background and then the images. And that's when people started making the key emojis, not the actual smiles. And then for some reason, it was cool to type every other letter capital.
Oh, I do remember that. Why did we do that?
I have no idea. We did that all the time. And then if you were going out with somebody, you were supposed to put their name and then what is it? Like the
lesser
greater
than.
Yeah. And the 3 to make a heart. And then when you broke up, you put a slash in between those two symbols.
So stupid.
Remember when I was going out with Jake for 2 weeks and he made his screen name Kaylee is mine 369, which looking back is so inappropriate.
I forgot about that. And that is so funny.
It's probably because of that song.
Well, also it's a play on your username.
Yeah, and it rhymed. And I think that was all of it. But
it's actually really funny.
But he could have done 789. And I think the 369 is specifically from the song.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
No texting, scheduled times to log in. And I can't tell you how many times my parents would say, why do you have to chat with them online? You were with them all day. I'm like, because it's different, Mom.
And now look at us texting all the time.
And then
like just in general, people.
And then even texting is it's like too hard. So we just exchange memes on social media.
I know. I've seen this meme that was like I used to pay for individual texts so I could use my phone. I used to pay money for ringtones for my phone when it rings. And now if my phone even makes a noise, I just want to throw it across the room.
We used to get the custom ringtones. Speaking of old phones, when we first had cell phones, were you a T9 girly or did you hit the button for the number of times for the letter?
for the folks back in the day, there was actual number buttons, and each number, are you talking about the number was correlated with the letter?
For
So if you wanted to
texting.
do like V, you'd have to hit the 9 like 3 times. Oh yeah, we had to do that. Did you not have to do that with the
No,
T9?
do you remember T9? It was like I guess it was the first version of predictive texting, but you could just hit the number once and it would guess the word that you were trying to type out.
Later, yes,
Yeah.
I do know what you're talking about now. Yeah, but at the beginning, it was
originally I would sit there and say it to myself like 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, as I like hit the numbers to get the right letter.
So weird.
It's fast, dude. And then
we got all these games on our phones now. I remember playing Snake on the original phone.
That's all I had. I think I really honestly bought my first track phone just so I could play Snake on it, because every text message was like $1, so I never texted.
I remember one time, I don't know what happened. It was either texting or calling, and we got a bill because I had gone over minutes, and I'll never forget. My parents were mad. I don't know how much it was, but I was like, oops. They're like, you can never do that again.
Dude, this reminds me, this was another one I had down for. So my first was a track phone that was pay by minutes, and then I would buy my little stupid card. And I really just used it to tell my parents to come like pick me up for volleyball practice. And then we got a family plan with a flip phone. And do you remember you had limited messages and limited minutes? And it was like 1 minute per text message. But then there were free nights and weekends.
Free nights and weekends. That was the whole ploy. Yes.
Oh my God. I think nights started at 7 p.m.
I don't remember. Sounds right.
And then they did that thing where you could have a circle. So you could put people in your circle and you had free unlimited with them all the time.
I forgot about that.
And then it was sort of similar to the MySpace pecking order. You demote people out of your circle if you weren't friends with them anymore. Because I probably only allowed one friend out of the circle. Because
it was like family.
Plan. Yeah.
Yeah. Did AOL Messenger come out, and then I swear Zanga came out first and then Facebook?
I thought it was
Zanga was like
Zanga
the precursor.
and then MySpace and then Facebook.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. Zanga and MySpace. Obviously MySpace is more well known, Tom, but Zanga was the first from what I remember. I wish I could log in and see what that looks like.
I can't even imagine. For our parents,
I don't even know if it's a running site.
I don't know. I'm scared to try. I don't even know what my username would be. I don't even know what my first email address was. Oh yeah, I do. I think it was Miss Piggy something. I never watched the Muppets a day in my life. In fact, I hate the Muppets. I don't know why I used that as something ever.
I've also never watched them a day in my life.
I hate the Muppets. I hate Sesame Street. I hate things that are pink. Why did I have Miss Piggy on everything for like 2 years?
It's so random.
It's so stupid. Okay. Oh, this was my other one. In line with our technology. Do you remember having a cable box or not even having cable? Because having the cable box was the real flex. But just having the basic 6 channels. And that was it.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, there's like 3, 6, and some other channel numbers, but yeah, it was very limited. And then when you did get a cable box, and I remember we got a big TV, and it was so exciting. But that bitch was so wide and girthy on the sides. Like when you look at flat screen TVs now compared to this big ginormous, I mean, same with computers. The first computers were huge. It's just funny to remember how much space you had to account for where you put your TV, because the thing went back about 1.5 feet, 2 feet almost, it felt like.
The old entertainment centers that have the cutout in the back, basically, so you can shove that whole projection part of your TV in there. Dude, yep. I was also thinking back to running home to try to watch Gilmore Girls when it aired, because I think it came on at 4.
Yes, it was 4 o'clock every day.
Yes. and I don't remember what channel, but was it on the WB?
It was on the CW.
Yeah, CW.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that stands for. But all of the time that you and the excitement is gone now of TV shows. I mean, there's some that you have to wait for, and there are some that come out, but then you can still watch them whenever. I remember I started watching The Office from the pilot episode on NBC, and I would schedule Tuesdays to watch The Office when it came on at 8 or 7. I can't remember which time it was. And then the people that also watched The Office, we would all talk about it on Wednesday. So if you missed it, you were a loser, and there was no way to recap.
I was looking up what CW stands for, and it doesn't say anything.
Oh, I don't know.
It just says American English Language Commercial Broadcast Television Network. Lame.
That is lame.
But I do remember that, running home and catching the shows, because and then DVR came out, and that was a whole thing. Also, we haven't even talked about VCRs.
Oh, that's true.
And VCR players, those you cannot find. I mean, or VHS players. What am I saying?
Oh,
What's the word?
Fine. They're both right.
Okay, yeah. We had to literally go find one on eBay to try to watch some home videos. And now it broke. So now we gotta go find another one. Yeah. They're so hard to find.
I think there's companies that you can send your videos in and they'll convert them for you.
We need to do that. Yeah.
Oh, that's real funny. Do you remember Be Kind Rewind?
Why does that sound familiar? What does that mean?
Because you would rent your VCR from the video store, and then you were supposed to rewind it. And I think some of them would charge you a fee if you didn't, but our little janky local one, you just sometimes would get the video and it would be at the end. And then you're like, oh, I have to rewind this before I can watch it.
Mm-hmm. On my list, I had Blockbuster, because I think there's only one left in the country, or they're completely shut down.
I don't know. The Family Video that we used to go to in Neenah was open forever.
That's true.
It outlasted Blockbuster. And my theory is because they sold porn in the back.
Oh, they did. That red curtain.
Yeah.
I never went back there, but I didn't know when I was young, but then when we got older, it's like, oh shit.
I think all the boys used to pretend that they were going to the bathroom and accidentally walk in through the curtain, because then there was all the boob videos back there.
Oh my gosh!
But they'd catch you and kick you out.
Yeah.
They subsidized all those free kids movies with all of the people that went in there to rent their porn on VHS. I wonder if they charged more for it. I bet they did.
Probably. That's so awkward.
I would not. I wonder what the sanitization process was before you put that video back.
Oh, God.
Because there's plenty of people that did not wash their hands before they took the video back out and put it away quick.
I don't like it.
Gross. I've never thought about this until this very moment. I want to throw up. This one, going back to the TV channels. Do you remember if it was too early in the morning on Sunday and you were like me and you didn't have a cable box, you just had local channels, and it was the weird church channel?
There was so many weird channels with long, weird programs. And I know, why am I forgetting the word for infomercials are still a thing.
The infomercials.
But man, those are really, really, they were on more back then. Because what else do you do?
Yeah, there was not 24-hour programming. They just had those weird things.
Sometimes the TV would just go blank.
Yeah,
it'd be like, the program's done.
We're done for the night. I have a vivid memory of me and my brothers one morning when the Catholic network came on, laughing hysterically at Mother Teresa because she was talking weird, only then to be yelled at by our dad because she had a stroke. And we obviously had no idea what that was or what that meant. And I just remember being scolded because we were being mean to Mother Teresa, but we just thought that she was this weird lady talking weird.
I mean, you wouldn't have known. That's so funny, though.
Better the TV than somebody in real life. But that's when I learned that a stroke can make your face freeze.
That's stressful.
Oh, I have a great one that's specifically for you. Do you remember calling a store to order pizza?
Yes, all the time. You had to call everything for everyone. There's nothing online.
Oh, online ordering was so cool when it first came out. I vividly remember it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes, I remember calling to order things.
And then
so stressful.
Even like no online ordering, no online shopping. So you had to go to the store and look in the store. And if they didn't have it, then just too bad. You just don't get that anymore.
Yeah.
And now I impulse buy random bullshit from Amazon. Like the world is ending.
The most quickest advertisement besides TV when it came out was the magazines that we got. Remember when we would subscribe to like, what is it, 17 or... those were fun.
Dude, I never got any of those, so I always loved going to your house because you had them.
I always just asked for those for Christmas gifts from like my aunts. They would just do a subscription for the year. But I remember they had like the perfume little sample on the side and all the stupid little quizzes to tell you stupid shit.
I loved the quizzes.
I know, they were fun.
I'm still a quiz girl. I had down a whole list of, do you remember phone books and the white pages and looking people up in the phone book and then learning how to look people up in the phone book and businesses intentionally naming themselves AAA towing so they could be at the front section of the white pages and then having to memorize people's phone numbers, including your own.
Yes, you would have to literally, I don't know. I feel like my parents may have had a contact list written down, but I know for us, with our, like my parents and our closest friends, we would just memorize the numbers and just dial them out every time. There was also no caller ID, so you just answer the phone willy-nilly and you don't know who you're going to get. But yes, if you wanted to call a business, if you needed to get something tailored and you don't have a tailor, you have to go through and find a tailor in the yellow book. What's it called?
No, I think the white pages were businesses and the phone book were yellow pages, which were residential.
Yeah. And then that's so weird to me. That's so weird to me that it's just like a book of numbers.
I know.
And you would like get it. Wouldn't you pick it up from somewhere?
I think they delivered them.
Or that. That's so weird.
It's really great. I guess
because you could look up anyone's number.
Anyone.
If they're in there.
And I think was their address in there? I'm making that up. They couldn't have had their address.
Hopefully not. I don't think so. I don't know.
I still know your phone number because we haven't changed them since.
Oh, I thought you meant my home phone number. I was going to, like my landline from back in the day. I think I remember it.
I know mine. I don't think,
I
don't want to say it because I don't know if it's a thing anymore. It's probably been reassigned to somebody, but I definitely still know my home phone number. I know your phone number. That's it. Oh, I know Jason's number because I made myself memorize it in case of an emergency, but it took a while.
Same. That's funny.
But I don't know my mom's.
Oh, really?
No idea. She changed it. I used to know it, and then she changed, and because I don't know why, and got a local area code, and I don't know it anymore.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, I remember yours. I remember my parents, and I know Kenny's, and I think that's it. The only reason why I know yours, well, it is similar to mine, and it was, I don't know, it's just like ingrained in my head. I think it's very easy. So yours, my parents, and Kenny's are the 4 numbers that I have in my head. And in my home landline, I just remembered it.
That's amazing. Oh, this is probably specific to us, but do you remember how big of a deal it was when we got a Starbucks in our town?
I do. I remember when a lot of things came in the town because our town was tiny. Like Starbucks was crazy.
Walmart
was crazy? Walmart was super crazy. Do they have Chick-fil-A there now?
All the businesses are going to close. Yeah, I think they do, but they did not have Chick-fil-A when I was there.
No. There was no Chick-fil-A in Wisconsin at all.
We got a Taco Bell. Taco Bell and Jimmy John's, those were big.
Jimmy John's was big. Yep, I remember that. God, that's embarrassing.
It's really cool. We used to go get day-old bread and then eat the whole loaf. 25 cent, 50 cent day-old bread and eat the whole loaf. And you would eat the inside out.
Yes, that's the best part.
I can still see you walking down the street, scooping out the insides of a Jimmy John's
with this big
baguette.
ass loaf. They're like over a foot long. They're like 2 feet long.
Oh my god. Okay, I don't think you were a Game Boy girly, but we had Game Boys, and there's this stupid little wormy looking light that you would have to plug into the side so you could see your screen in the dark because they weren't backlit.
Oh, weird. No, I don't know that.
And then I also put, do you remember blowing off game cartridges as a ritual before putting them into your Nintendo? And that line of paper that you had to tear off when you printed something, like the old printers that had the holes down the side. That's how it moved the paper.
And you had to tear off the edge
and
like
then
the
separate them from each other.
I vaguely remember that. That's old.
Old. That was our first printer. I think my mom had some of that stuff because of her job at home.
Interesting. Remember typewriters? We never had those, actually. I just really wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, right.
That's crazy, though, to have to type something out and make no mistakes.
This reminds me of, do you remember Oregon Trail?
Oh, I do remember Oregon Trail, and I wish we could somehow go back. I remember specifically really fun at the time computer games that I would play, and I would love to somehow access those and play them again. Even though they're for children, like I would love that.
I loved Nancy Drew. That was a little bit later. I loved Oregon Trail. I remember specifically my 2nd and 3rd grade class was a split class, and we would get free time. So we had 2nd and 3rd graders in one class. So we would all have shared free time, and we'd all huddle around the one computer in the classroom to play, quote unquote, play Oregon Trail, which was just you typing your names in as members of the family. And we'd argue about like who got to be listed as a name. And then you just like hit the button and clicked through, and then just people randomly died. So it'd be like, Kaylee died of dysentery. And we'd all, ha ha ha.
Oh, that's lame. I remember sitting down in school and like strategizing this stuff.
Oh my God. This must have been a really early version of it. And then, be like, Matt got bit by a rattlesnake and died.
Oh my God.
Laugh and laugh.
It's so bad.
Oh my God.
I know. I'm really sad. I wish I could go back and play those games. Like, they don't make games like that anymore. They also don't even make computers with CD slots in them anymore.
No, mine doesn't have one.
We don't have CDs. We don't have CD slots. I don't hardly, like, there's no holes in anything anymore. Like, give me a slot to slide something in. That sounds weird. But cars don't have CD players anymore.
Mine does.
I love that.
It's weird. I don't know why mine does. It's a 2020. I think it's just because, like, I think it's because they assumed old people were going to buy it and that old people were still using CDs.
I remember my grandma's car that I got passed down to me had a tape player. A tape?
Yeah.
A tape. If you know, you stick it in and you slam it down and then you press play. But then I had to you could buy a tape converter with a cord sticking out. You could plug in your no, not even your phone, your iPad. No, what's it called?
Oh yeah, your iPod. Yes.
iPod. So you could play music from your iPod.
Oh my God. I saw a meme and it was so perfect. It was like, people think driving and looking at my phone is dangerous to select my next song on Spotify. You guys don't know anything about me driving down the road with my book of CDs in my lap, flipping through to find the CD that I wanted, pulling it out, hitting eject, pulling that one out, putting it in the right slot, and then putting my new one in.
I'll never forget. There's a book of CDs. I remember you had it. Didn't you have it like on the top of your thing? I had your dash or your.
Yeah, I had one in there for a while that connected to my visor, but then it got too heavy, so I had to get a book.
Oh my God.
And I think I would organize them and put the album in one side, the clear sleeve, and then the CD on the other.
Remember when you would buy a CD and it would be so fun because you would take out the little paper and unfold the whole thing and look at all the pictures and look at the lyrics, and it was a whole experience. It was like a listening party that they do, but what we would do is sit down with that and like go through a whole CD.
Mm-hmm. And then I always ended up liking the ones in the back, like the last couple tracks.
Mm.
Oh my God.
Mm.
We didn't even touch on burning CDs and giving our parents' computers viruses because we were downloading everything off of LimeWire.
No, we weren't. Just kidding. Yes, we were.
But we could make as many CDs as we wanted on your parents' computer because they had a Mac and it was impervious. Viruses.
So many mixtapes.
I don't even think people understand like how big of a deal computer viruses were when we were kids. You just got pop-ups and they just attacked your computer. It wasn't even a phishing scheme. I don't even understand how it happened.
You clicked on one wrong thing and all of a sudden you're getting pop-ups for days and then you just kind of have to live with it. There was no malware or anything. It just said you just got pop-ups for days now.
Oh my God. I have a really fast, I'm going to buzz through these last ones that I wrote because we're running low on time. Okay. I have the TV show Secrets of the Hidden Temple. Did you ever watch that?
No.
It was so weird and so stressful. The era of weird colors. I specifically remember blue ketchup and then blue and purple sunscreen that you rubbed in and it disappeared. Sun in to try to lighten our hair.
I think that's still a thing.
I think it is, but I don't think people are obsessed with it the way that we were back then. And I have dark hair. Why did I think that was a good idea? It never worked. And then we try to put lemon juice in our hair. My poor hair. Okay. That one girl. I feel like everyone had that one girl who always had all the dolphin gear for school. The dolphin folders, the dolphin notebooks, dolphin everything.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I had one dolphin t-shirt, but that's where it stopped.
There was a girl. There was always a girl that had dolphin everything. And
you can say the same thing about horses.
Dude, yes. There was also always a horse girl. And then, okay, so I was writing these out in rapid succession. And after the dolphin thing, I wrote Anne Frank. And then I was like, wait, no, it was Lisa Frank. Do you remember all the Lisa Frank patterns? Oh, God. Okay, I'm going to look this up. We're going to pull it up right now. And I'm sorry for those of you listening because you're not going to be able to see this. But
oh, my gosh. While you're doing that, I'll run through the last of mine. Okay. Easy bake oven, which I never had one,
Me
but
either,
I wanted
but I
one.
always wanted one.
Yeah, thanks, Mom and Dad. I don't think I had one. And then
Screw you,
Polly
Santa.
Pocket. Remember Polly Pockets?
I never had one of those either, and those always seemed so cool. And then Bratz dolls.
Yes. And then it's going along your TV show thing. I put Next. Remember the Next Bus? Pimp My Ride. Any MTV VH1 shows, those were like, that's like the classic era.
It's true.
Oh.
Do you remember her now?
Yes.
Like the multicolored animal with thick outlines. And all the animals had like big eyes and
there was folders and binders and all types of stuff with this stuff. It's called Lisa Frank.
Yeah, the artist name is Lisa Frank.
Oh, I had no idea that was the origin of these obnoxious
she's making
things.
a comeback. Okay, that's Lisa.
I'm not surprised.
It's
rainbow.
I needed everybody to see that.
Oh my God.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, so that's Lisa Frank. Okay. This is all just stupid shit that kids did. That I don't know if this is every generation figures these out, but drawing that graffiti S.
Yes.
The putting grills on your teeth, which is just wrappers of gum wrappers.
Oh, yeah.
I'm calling them grills.
Actual wrappers. Yes.
And then licking the cinnamon gum wrapper and then sticking it on your forehead and seeing who could keep it there the longest because it would burn. And then you just had a red mark on your forehead the whole day because you burnt yourself with cinnamon. Peeling the tin foil off of the wrappers and then affixing it to all of your notebooks.
Mm-hmm.
Gluing your hands together or your fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Or just putting glue on your hands so that you could peel it off. This one was iconic. Using whiteout as nail polish. And last but not least, all of the trash food we used to eat without diarrhea or heartburn. That's my favorite memory.
I still had diarrhea. No, I was just going to say, before texting and phones, we used to pass folded cute notes in class. Remember the folded notes?
Yeah,
I have a box of those still.
Accordion folded them and then you did triangles and then you tucked it into itself.
Yes, so cute. And then like MASH, and then the little thing like, I
The
don't want
cootie
to go to
catcher.
home. Thank you.
There,
What did I say? You know what I
I
meant.
knew exactly what you meant just by your finger motions. There's an episode of South Park of that where the girls are using a cootie catcher and the boys think it's a future detection device.
Oh my gosh. So great. I miss those days. Very simple back then.
I know.
Good times.
I appreciate it. We the millennials had a very unique experience, and I saw this also on a meme and on social media, but of getting to experience life before technology and school before technology, and then just getting enough of the beginning of it. And you even talked about this too, where we can type and we're proficient in computers and doing stuff, but we got to have the time before that where you came home when the street lights were on and your parents couldn't track you with GPS.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. I'm very grateful.
So we could go to our friend's house and then hang out in some weird person's backyard.
I don't feel like we did that very much.
Not very much, but there was definitely 1 or 2 times where I said I was going somewhere and I went somewhere else. And I don't want to use his name, but he was living with these weird, like, adult roommates.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's definitely the first time I saw marijuana and I didn't know what it was. I don't know. I survived. It was good for me.
Oh my God, too funny. Well, cheers to the nostalgia. If we missed anything, I would please share. There's so many. We could do this for another hour, but this was so much fun.
So much fun. Cheers to the 90s and the early 2000s babies. And I'm really trying to find a Gen Z that we can get to come on our show as a guest and tell us all the things that millennials do that are embarrassing to them.
Please, that would be so funny. And in the meantime, did you know that there's now, that's what I call Music 103?
No
They're
way.
still making those out CDs, by the way.
That's
and
crazy.
I used to love them.
I know you. Those remind me of you so much.
Me and the cousins, because we always had those. Oh my God. Anyway. Oh, there's more. It goes up to 110 plus.
Holy shit, dude.
So that's wild.
There's more of those than our Fast and Furious movies. All right, we're going because I'm about to pee my pants. But I love you, and I will see you next week, Tuesday.
I'll see you next Tuesday. Love you. Bye.
Bye.